everybody. It did say the Sunday Club, but it is Wednesday. Midweek Madness. We've called this episode. It's a very rare one. Maybe we'll do some more in the future. Depends how it goes. Welcome. Comment, like, share, get involved. Junior Firpo, still injured. If you watching this and it's not live, please put some comments on. We'd like to read them and answer back. Kev's here. Hello, Kevin.
I am here. Hello, James. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. It's been a bit of a long week after that semi-performance on Saturday. Did you watch much of it?
Yeah, I did. But
Yeah.
obviously, I've just not been myself recently. So I've been some health issues and stuff like that. So I've been in and out of things. As everybody's aware, they haven't seen me around for a bit. But I'm going to try and make an appearance here, there, and everywhere before I get better. Water.
Excellent. Water! Not Orta. He didn't say Orta. He said water.
I didn't say Orta, just for anyone. I do not want to see that madman anywhere near our football club. So, yeah.
Greasy Spaniard.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about the game. Maybe have a chat about sort of the season so far, maybe a little bit. Going into the Christmas period coming up in January. So we'll start with Preston. Heckingbottom. It was a game that we all thought we'd win. It was a game.
It was a game.
Not the best performance, we'll say. They sort of come at us a little bit. Give me your over sort of like your. Give me one word to describe the game, Kevin, and I'll give you mine.
Player. That's all I can say. I mean, it was one of those anti-football matches again, weren't it? And just terrible, mate. Stinks.
It stinks. Yeah. We weren't firing, were we? We weren't firing. Third game in a week, 7 points. You can take some positives from it. But Preston, they weren't bad. We just weren't very good. We weren't very good at all. We were a bit sloppy, a bit lackluster up top. Weren't really creating anything massive. But I will still say we still should have beat them. Even if you look at the stats, look at the chances we created. I know they created a couple themselves. Still should have beat them on a bad performance. But we'll just dive straight into that goal, mate. It's a break. Strauss got turned a bit easy there, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Are you taking him out? Well, I know you're taking him out. You're taking him out for a wine and dine and breaking his ankles.
That especially who it was as well. I'd just literally absolutely scissored the bloke down. If that was me playing, it'd have been gone. Especially like the way he moved as well, and Strauss it's like he was turning a bus there as well. Yeah, I would have wiped the bloke out. But the goal itself, I mean, I don't even think he meant to finish it like that as well. Come off his shin, didn't it, and go past Ilan Melia again.
It didn't go past him. He made sure it went past him.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon he's match fixing now, by the way, because Summit's got to be. He doesn't have to save hardly anything throughout matches, and the ones that do come near him, he's like, "Player again." You know that word, player. It's everywhere at the minute, isn't it?
I've retracted my former statement of him turning into a £50 million goalkeeper. I'm going to take it away now because it's just doing my head in a bit now. Like we don't concede a lot of chances.
Yeah.
But you're wanting your keeper to just be there to make them saves. He should have saved it, mate.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. He should have saved it. But Arsenal might be going after him in the summer if the reports are deemed to be true. I don't know what they're seeing unless they want a new corner flag.
Do you know what I've got with Melier? And I think I've said this a few times on here. I've got FOMO with him. You know, like proper FOMO.
Yeah.
Because if he goes elsewhere and becomes amazing, because he has still got a lot of potential as a keeper, I've got a feeling just go somewhere else and he'll just become absolute class. But he's not class for us. I want a new goalkeeper. It's so strange. To get, like I say, man, I've just got it. He's a strange goalkeeper.
We always say that wearing the Leeds shirt is quite a heavy shirt to wear, and it's becoming very, very heavy for him right now.
It is, yeah. Hello, Einar. The legend is always here. Thank you. But I don't think I can start slagging him off today, mate. He's making me cry. You know, worse than kidney stones. He's just so bad.
It's a big shout. That is.
It is a big shout.
That is a big shout.
Stones, I wouldn't wish that on anyone except Ilan Melliot.
But yeah, he had so much. Well, he still has. He's still young. He's still got a lot of potential. But I think it's coming to the point where he probably needs a move to save his own career.
Yeah, and does.
Yeah, well, more importantly, us, but yeah, his own career, because he's costing us points.
Yeah, well, we'd be top without the mistakes that he's made. If I worked it all out, I mean, there's lots of them. That near post, man. Why does not he? Even I could save those at the near post, and I am 5'6" and a tub of naught. You know, I could get down to that.
See, I don't even mind that he concedes it. Then, well, I do mind, but like the near post thing, because I think it's a bit of a. People think it should be saved, but it's not always the case. But when you get in your hand to it and the ball's going about 3 miles an hour, they're the ones you should be keeping out. Yeah, I think that in January we need to get a new goalkeeper.
Oh, we could have got one in the summer. That Stoke goalkeeper, what's his name? Is it the Swede? He's really good, isn't he? He's pretty good. We could have got him.
Yeah,
should have got him, or not could have. Maybe should have got him. I know, because I don't know if we were linked with any like goalkeepers in January, and I do know Farke seems to really like Meslier, but obviously something's got to be gnawing at him now, thinking about the points lost. And imagine it comes end of the season and it's like between second and third, and we're around that sort of mark. And
there's like three, like even like a couple of points in it. There's clearly 4 points that he's cost us right now.
Yeah, well, Sunderland.
If you take even just the Sunderland game and you take that save on Saturday that he clearly should have made, there's 4 points out. We're top.
And that's without us dissecting all the other ones, so where we feel like he should have saved it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that see, there's a lot of news.
I know who you're going to talk about, and I don't.
They got Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening. I heard Chelsea are after him and everything, so I don't see it happening. If it did happen, the only way I could see that happening is if Meslier went the other way to be their like third goalkeeper with that Georgian. And it's the only way I could see something like that happening. But now I don't see it.
Yeah, it's more than likely that he's probably going to stay with us, isn't he, till the end of the season?
And why would Arsenal want him? I mean, they
like said, new corner flag.
Yeah, but do you know what? He ain't that bad sometimes at playing it around the back like they do. And
no, he's not too bad. I mean, kicking out to the wings, he can't do that anymore.
Yeah, he used to be really good at that.
He did. That one game against Arsenal, his first game, where he was just like,
he was amazing, weren't he? I know, yeah. I'm glad I agrees with us, mate, because there's no chance in hell that Kelleher's going to be coming to Leeds. There's no chance.
He's not bad, is he?
I'm not.
He's not bad kicking.
I'm not even going to like think about that one as a possibility, because people are going to start now. Obviously, we've got a bit of cash, sold all the players in the summer.
Yeah,
I don't see us spending in January, to be honest with you. Do not at all.
You don't think?
No, not at all. Don't see us doing.
You don't think there was an idea of, because Leeds are quite known for not doing good in January, that there was a little bit of an idea of going, maybe we keep some of this money for January in case there needs to be some sort of improvements. Do you not think that at all?
Well, it's a good theory in practice, but in reality, no, don't think so. I don't think we'll spend maybe a loan, because how many loan slots we got? Who we got on loan? Rothwell and Solomon. They're the only two loans we've got, so we can have another two possibly 3 loans. Really, I think you could have 5 loans.
5, yeah.
Championship. So maybe some loans, but I don't see any like big business. I could see some because it's a good time to get a couple of like fringe players from Premier League on loan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see much. And if they were going to buy, like panic buy, I think there probably would be a goalkeeper. I mean, he trusts the strikers, don't even know. Perez's numbers are really good for the minutes that he plays. It's just there. I don't see him going out and doing that. But yeah, goalkeeper. I'd go for a goalkeeper in January.
I'd go for a goalkeeper.
I mean, we could probably get one of the Chelsea ones on loan. How many have they got? They got that Jorgensen, got Sanchez. They loaned out that Kepa. They got that Slonina. They've got that Petrovic. Honestly, mate, obviously, I was just hit the nail on the head again. They've got so many players. I mean, I reckon we might like use some of this American stuff and maybe get some loans in because there's a lot of players out there that are not playing for clubs, and then maybe we could get decent loans in. I still worry about left back a little bit now because Firpo's getting injured. But I know Mad Max has done all right, but he's again. If we lost a centre back, we've got Ampadu and him that can go in there. So, reality, who we're going to get that's going to improve the squad? If you're looking at the transfer window across the board, not just in goalkeeper. Yeah.
I mean that. Well, we both know that they'll have lists of players that they would like to get in. We'll say. Going back to the Preston game, I want to bring up a certain incident.
Yes, it was a straight red card, mate. Yeah, it was a red card. I know that's what you're going to go to. It was a red card in my eye. Yeah, big time.
What is going on?
And anti-Leeds bias. Yeah, I think it was definitely. Well, at least it wasn't even a yellow card. That's the point I was making as well to myself when I was shouting at myself. He's
fucking hell, Kev! There's a yellow card.
If it's not a red, it's definitely a yellow, and he didn't even get that because he was already booked, weren't he? So that's referee.
When you take into consideration the red card that happened there last season, and then you see that, and you think, I say it all the time, mate. There is definitely an agenda against our beloved club. There is definitely, because that is a yellow card all day long. It's a red card in a lot of games. I don't even know what to say about it anymore because I just want to go down to the ref and say, "You're a CUNT." Kick him in the knee a few times.
The knee,
but you can tell
that's shins, mate. That's straight shins. Yeah, with a pair of dress shoes on, some brogues or something, right? He's on his shins, mate. He's having that big time.
And then you can see what happened because at halftime he was taken straight off, weren't he? Because they knew that he should have gone.
Yeah.
And I reckon the ref going into there, seeing that and realising he's made a massive howler, probably would have looked at the first incident that dude did and were like, right, you're off now. But then there's the forward as well. He had a couple of little nibbles. He kicked out at Rodon. And then he nearly killed our samurai.
Yeah. Osmosis, that's his name, is a form of scientific theory. Osmosis, something like that. I can't pronounce it. It's osmoich or something. I don't know. He's a proper shitbag. Honestly, those Montenegrins are mad, aren't they? Honestly, remember Alioski they're just all mental. It's a really strange place, man. Their footballers are mad. He bit someone as well recently, didn't he? Or something like that. Mad, man. And I swear he went in didn't he go in the back of Joe Rodon as well? Yeah,
he did. He sort of went for the tackle and left his leg and sort of kicked out at him. And I think that also was why Tanaka didn't accept his apology, because I think he's like, well, you've done that to him over there.
Yeah, he is right. Again, honestly, this is why we have honestly, I'm so crap with geography and that. Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Everyone's from the same place, according to
him.
Everyone's from the same place.
The supercontinent Pangaea, so that's what it's called.
So yeah, definitely should have been down to 10 men, which we probably would have lost then.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have scored. How did you feel when Lord Bamford came on? I'll take your silence as a perfect answer for that question. Every time he comes on now, I think, yeah, we're gonna lose now.
Honestly, I mean, you know that right? I mean, he didn't really have that much. I know all he does is argue with people when he comes on the pitch, refs, players. But I mean, he was terrible. Okay, but he did that. You know that flick where he could have scored. I don't blame him that much for that because it was a bit behind him. However, I still think, do you know? I'm not even going to start talking about Patrick Bamford because I saw something on Twitter like the past couple of days where he's like basically like for XG, I think he's like the worst striker in the world. Have you seen this? I know you might have seen this, mate. If you're watching, do you know what? Yeah, he's the worst finisher in Europe for XG. I'm looking at it right now. He's the
no
worst.
wonder,
Yeah.
no wonder Deadpool wants him. If that's true.
Yep.
Do you think he goes?
Worst. Yeah.
Do you think he goes to Wrexham or who's the other one? Is it Genoa?
James, I don't know if this is true or not. I've not heard any of this. I'll be honest with you, I've stayed away from him a lot recently. But yeah, I reckon he could go to Wrexham. I reckon he'd love that. He'd love to be like, he does podcasts and shit with comedians and that, don't he? So he'd love to be like, so he'll be in the next Deadpool film, but he'd be like, fall over and hurt himself or something, and he wouldn't be able to play for 6 months.
Spaghetti legs.
Yeah.
It's got spaghetti bones, hasn't he?
Yeah. That is so strange, man, that he'd Wrexham and stuff like that. But I mean, you never know. I mean, he's actually fit, apparently. So, yeah. Oh, you know how much money I'll tell him for? 4 quid.
I'll give him away. I'll give him away.
4 quid. And
I would pay somebody.
Yeah.
I'd pay somebody. I'd just take him. I'll take Leeds. Let him go and just let him pay his wages. Just let him go.
This is true.
Paying his wages and let him go.
Please don't tell me Messi's the worst goalkeeper for XG in the 2 goals. Oh, please don't tell me that one's true, man.
Well, we don't concede any chances, do we? We don't concede chances.
But he concedes the ones that are like fired against him, I guess. Then that's mad.
Yeah.
Oh god, how can we have the worst goalkeeper statistically and the worst striker statistically? I wish I could obviously show you right now. I'll tag you in it, James, afterwards. But yeah, statistically, he's minus 23 XG where he should have scored. Oh my god! Oh no way! It's true.
He can't. I mean,
can't be Leeds.
I can't. He's almost a perfect Leeds striker.
No, yeah.
We always have to have that sort of. Is there any shining lights from the game for you, Cal?
Dan James.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
honest.
thought Solomon did all right as well.
Yeah, I think
Solomon was quite good.
at the minute, from what I've seen and what I'm watching, I'd say Dan James is probably the best player in the league at the moment. Like for consistency, for the way he plays, he's obviously a lot more level-headed since Vaca obviously started coaching. Technical ability, and he's actually making the right decision a lot more. So, yeah, he's fantastic. Dan James is the best player for us.
He is at the moment. Yeah, he is definitely. Tanaka as well. Tanaka's probably really good.
I don't think he's had that many good games in the last 2 matches, to be honest. But
I think it's because his bar so high now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think his standards really high. I've been like waxing lyrical about him to people at work, saying that obviously we found this gem. He's like reminds me of remember when Michu come and played for Swansea, and he was like, "Where's this guy come from?" And he scored all the goals. Saying this is what the central midfield version of this is. And then they've watched the last 2 games with him, and he goes, "What you on about, mate?" Like that. So that's what I've been saying. But they did say they saw some good stuff. So yeah, his bar is really, really high, really high. But
he's also sort of been thrown into a very, very busy league where he probably was expected to just sort of work his way in, but because obviously the 2 injuries, it's like bang, 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 bang. Ampadu being back.
Yeah. Vaca doesn't normally put his new signings in for Leeds quite straight away either, did he? He took Gurev was a long time. I think the only one I can remember going really straight in was Ampadu and Rodon, really. They're the main ones. But obviously they're used to the leagues. Yeah. It's his foreign signings which take a little bit more time. So yeah, I've been obviously quite impressed. We've waxed lyrical about Tanaka way too much. I mean, I could keep going forever now. Yeah. He's to me this season what Georgie Rutter was last year, like that bright light. So but we have we have to go up now to keep all these players. So
Yeah. I think having Ampadu back fit probably help him a little bit, because then there is that, like we've got with the wingers. Once Ramazan is back up and running again, we've got 4 like extremely good wingers that we can sort of swap in and out. Once Ampadu's back, there's three in there that you can sort of switch about. I think Rafa's been pretty good as well.
yeah,
You
need to rest at some point though. Can't play every single game because they'll just burn out.
Yeah, they do.
Most of the team last year got to the end of the season, especially when we went on that big run, and then there was like Blackburn at the end of last season, QPR end of last season. Everyone just looked knackered, and then we got to the playoff final and just ran out of steam. So we do need a bigger squad. I would like us to probably look at bringing. I'll be saying this every single year. Like obviously we're talking about the transfer window and who I think that we would buy. What I would like to go do is probably go after Buendia again. I was talking about that today while I was having a Christmas dinner. Obviously, so
when we didn't get him in the summer, I think one of the start of the podcast, I said, like, if he's not playing for Villa, because he's not been playing a lot, has he?
Yeah.
If we go back in from in the January, there's probably a good chance that we might get him, and that could be be a possibility. Well, but this is where we are, aren't we?
Yeah, one of my business partners is a Villa fan, obviously, because we work in like Warsaw and Birmingham. He's obviously talking about he keeps an eye on the Leeds stuff now, and I'll keep an eye on the Villa stuff. So obviously it's something that we can talk about. And he mentioned that he thinks they'd get rid of Buendia for like 15 to 20 million because he's not getting a game. I'd pay 15 to 20 million for Buendia. I think so. They spent 40 million on him. He's 26, something like that. Not even in his pomp yet for a playmaker.
Yeah, he's not that old, is he, actually?
Yeah, and Farker bought him first time around. Absolutely adores the bloke. So, and he could be the missing link again, even though we're talking about missing links when we actually should be top of the league.
Yeah.
So that's what
we should be.
Yeah, as Leeds fans, we're saying we need this player to knit the team together. When without goalkeeping errors, we would be top of the league.
And if we stuck a few more chances away.
And we do create a lot in some matches, and some matches where we're just a bit, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's hard to explain.
Like we've scored the most goals, but like I still think we're slightly underperforming on the goal scoring, judging by watching the games and judging by the chances that we create. I think we could be scoring more goals, and I know we've scored a lot of the most goals.
I think we're underperforming for goals for centre forwards, and I think we have done for the past 2 years. I think that's where we've actually got 2 good strikers. Let's not beat around the bush, right? Joseph is good, Perot is good, but you have to pick one, and I think you have to stick with one, and then build like that. The build up play around
Perot.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like Perot. I think if you play to his strengths, getting him behind and whacking that ball across the box, then we're going to see that a lot more. But we're seeing a lot more crosses now than we did like last year, and there's not a lot and laying it back. There's not a lot of that we used to compared to. I think if you played to Perot's strengths and did that, I think you'd get more goals. But Joseph is probably the better fit for the system that we're in because he works hard. He's just not having the rub of the green. And I really wanted that goal to be his at the weekend too. So
yeah, me too.
And I think we would have made a difference. But I think he's the sort of lad that will say, that's my goal anyway. Do you know what I mean? I created it by making the run. So hopefully that'll keep it confidence. But
great.
I'm going to ask you the question about this because obviously we're talking about centre forwards, James.
Yeah.
Would you buy a centre forward in January?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd buy a centre forward or I'd get someone to compete with Aronson.
That's what I do. And I think the one profile.
Get a goalie.
Yeah, the one profile that fits everything that we're talking about is obviously Buendia because he's probably achievable to get. None of the other teams around the bottom end of the table, none of them are overperforming, and they're not going to go after a Buendia to try and keep him in the league because, I mean, look at those teams down there starting to get cut adrift in that league. Wolves is a shit show. They ain't going to be going after players like that. No one's going to go to Southampton in January, I don't believe. So there is a good chance that Leeds could get a player of his quality in, and obviously him himself. So it's one I'll be keeping an eye on is that one. Buendia, I don't know. I always have a feeling, and obviously talking to Villa fans and stuff, I think it is a signing that could be made. Is Buendia? Yeah.
Do you know what I think as well? Getting a type of Buendia, a Pablo Hernandez type player in that, I think then improves Joseph because
Yeah.
Joseph's runs are quite good, really.
And Perot, I think
I
he
think,
improves both. Yeah,
yeah, he does, but he just like sometimes he's so inactive in games, and he's like sometimes he's in places where you don't want him to be. Like sometimes he
yeah,
comes too deep to get the ball, and you think, mate, just go away from this point.
yeah.
The problem I've got with Buendia, if we spend 15 to 20 million on him now, in January, is not. Do we then need to replace him again when we go up?
No, I
Because
don't
I
think so.
think,
No, I'll be honest. He's a Premier League quality player. When he was in that team,
yeah,
the only reason he's not playing now is because look at the players they've got. Villa now. They are obviously definitely a top 6 contender. I think on paper,
yeah,
Tielemans, Onana, they've got all of those players. John McGinn, Ross Barkley's there as well. They've got all these players that play in there. Morgan Rogers plays in that 10 role. Sometimes they're playing with Watkins and Duran. They've got Leon Bailey. There's a lot of players in that team that are probably just a little bit ahead of him. But he's still quite highly thought of by Villa fans too. And I just think
yeah.
a reunion with Farka with a team that are more than likely going to get promoted on paper would be a very, very good fit for Buendia. I am touching wood, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, I've got the desk, yeah. Yeah.
What would you touch in? Just by
Yeah.
just out of curiosity. Particular wood.
Leg wood.
Leg wood.
Yeah. So something like that, somebody like that. But I don't see any other player out there that I feel like that we could get apart from Buendia that can play in that position.
Just alone. What about McAtee?
I'd take McAtee as well. I just don't know what's going on with Man City. Are they going to go out and buy loads of new players in January? Probably now they will. Probably someone to fill the Rodri role, Zubimendi maybe. And it gives McAtee less chances. Could see that happening. Good player, him.
Yeah.
I'd take him too. I think he'd be a good fit for us. But I just feel like for Farke getting players that he knows, he likes that. He's tried to sign players that have played for him before. Aaron's, Campbell, I believe he tried to sign him in like the first season when he was at Rangers. There's lots and lots of things there which point to me that Buendia is probably number one target now, especially when he's not playing. And he'd rip the league up, absolutely tear the championship up with this team that we've got as well. With Rothwell and Purdue and Tanaka's passing ability into him, the way they play their forward passes, he would have a field day in the league.
Yeah, I do. Don't get me wrong. I do think it'd be good. I do think it'd be good for us if we got him in January. Let's talk about fullbacks because Firpo's contract runs out.
Yep.
He can sign a pre-contract in January. He's injured until January.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's no contract. There's no contract coming for him.
No.
Is Byram going to play in the Premier League?
No.
I don't know. Schmidt's not even playing right now. Bogle defensively worries me.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much now. I think we can get away with it in this league. I think going up a level, I think he could be... Our fullback would definitely be a target in the Premier League because of the way we play.
Yeah.
It sort of happened with Bielsa as well a little bit. So, yeah, fullbacks, not so much now, but I am very worried about it when we go up, I'll say.
Do you know what's different that I think about us in the Premier League right now? I think the team that we've got now would finish above the bottom 3 in the league because there's not many low blocks in the Premier League, James. And with the speed and the attacking quality...
No, there's not.
James, Ramazani and Nonto, right? All 3 of them, I would say, are Premier League quality. You know, I really do. I think them 3 are Premier League quality, and I think they would cause a lot of defenses in that league. I mean, some problems. So I do think they'd be okay, and they'd probably getting beyond a lot more than what we do now, and there would probably be a lot more chances at goal, which would probably need a better centre forward. But defensively, I mean, Joe Rodon's not really played that much in the league, but I think he'd hold his own. Strauch, at the Premier League level, he didn't do too good in the second and third season, if I'll be honest with you.
No one did, though.
Yeah, no one did. Fullbacks, I'd say that we'd need 2 fullbacks if we went to the Premier League, and like 2 really good ones. Really good ones. You'd probably go back for Max Aaron from Bournemouth because he's not playing really, is he? Either Charlie Taylor probably would end up back at Leeds as well. All those ones that have been linked before. So yeah, I'd say we need 2 new fullbacks and a 10 if we're in the league. and a striker. And a
We'd
goalkeeper.
probably need a forward. Definitely, we'd definitely need a forward in the Premier League.
Yeah, we can't all get as lucky as someone like Ipswich and find a Liam Delap. I was about to say Rory Delap then, but we would need a goal machine, man, because people are spending £30 million on strikers in the Prem right now, and they're not even scoring as many goals. Yeah.
You say we might not be lucky, but if Ipswich go down, maybe we can nick him because I think he's a quality player.
Man City want to buy him back. Chelsea want him.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
fair enough then.
But
is he going to play a lot for them?
Oh, for Chelsea? I think
We've got about 6,000 players.
Yeah, I think he would play for Chelsea.
He might do, actually. They're not doing too bad now, are they, Chelsea?
Yeah, but when Liam Delap played against us before, like the last couple of years, I thought, oh, he's not that good. Just gets his head down and run like Darren Huckabee.
Yeah,
but he's not. Yeah, he's just an old school forward. I like him. Yeah,
yeah, great runner. He's just like strong runner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're nearly at the halfway point. We've got 2 more games to play, I think, haven't we? We've got Oxford and Stoke, and then we complete the half of the season. We'll say.
Do you know what? I'm looking back at like where we are now, and obviously we talked about, or was it about a month ago? We talked about like the Christmas period and where we think we'd like slip up and that. And I think me and you both went, that Middlesbrough one looks a bit hard, doesn't it? And I think we were talking about the Middlesbrough game, saying that was, I mean, we did all right. It's the shit teams, the teams down like Millwall, Blackburn, and Preston, where we're obviously not picking up the wins where we actually think as a fan base that we will. So yeah, I'm not in dire straits about our position in the league, but I do think we should be higher than where we were. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think we should be running away with it by now, but
we should be.
But it's Leeds. Nothing's ever easy. Nothing's ever cut and dry. It's all just drama. There's no such thing as a going through a season where, you know what, we'll just get top of the first few games and just fly. It doesn't happen. Yeah. It's not written in the stars for Leeds. There has to be drama. There has to be a fork in the road where something goes wrong and then we get back on the path and we keep changing. There's, I don't know, Ebola on the road and we get it. And then we have to go through a 4-game losing streak and then we come back on and think we're going to win the league. Like last year we went on, what was it? How many games did we win in a row? 9, 10? Something like that.
Well, there was 13 game unbeaten run where we won 12 and drew 1.
And then there was the Leicester game where we were losing and we come back and I predicted riot was probably one of the best memories of recent football with Leeds. So, I mean, I was dancing around the house. It's just, there's a lot to come with Leeds, but again, it's all drama. It's all drama. So, I mean, look at Southampton. They had our number in 3 games last year. But Leicester didn't beat us. Ipswich didn't beat us. We beat them both games.
Twice.
Twice. That's what I'm saying. It's Leeds, man. It's Leeds. We're going to lose 2 million.
I mean, and in the Ipswich game, they weren't even. I mean, I know the first game was a 4-3, but they weren't even like.
And that was a patchwork
in terms of
Ipswich game. It was a patchwork. I mean, Pirro's debut, Sinistera scored, Nonto scored, and Rutter scored his first goal, if I remember correctly. Was that?
He did a great goal as well.
It was. Yeah,
first goal was a great goal.
We were still building that. Now we're like a fully fledged championship steamroll machine, and we're just losing against the teams where we don't think we're going to lose. I mean, Burnley, we should have beat Burnley. Sheffield United, we dominated them. It's just, I think we should be at least 7 points clear by now, but it's Leeds,
probably
mate.
More.
You just got to take it, haven't you?
I'll take the Blackburn game and I'll take the West Brom game as 2 games that we shouldn't have won.
Yeah, West Brom
but even the game on Saturday, like the player like that, the guy that scored in his interview was like, he's disappointed that they didn't win the game. Like in a sense of like you waited right to the end to concede, fair enough. But on the game, you can't look at that game and say that we deserve to lose the game. We weren't great, but I still think we were better than them. So it's like, even as fans now, our sort of ceiling, it's so high for us in terms of performance, and anything bad that goes wrong, we're sort of criticising. We've got 9 positions where I think we are the best, and we've got 2 positions where we're like, we need to just get right.
And you're talking centre forward and goalkeeper here, aren't you?
Yeah, that's where we're like not hitting our sort of stats. It's like we should be scoring more, and we should be conceding less. And even though we've had probably the least chances conceded, we should be conceding a lot less.
Yeah, I'd say XG against Leeds is probably quite high, consider the match chances they scored for the ones that are actually created.
Well,
but
that's what happens when you've got Melee angle.
Yeah, but our XG should be quite low considering the amount of chances that we make, that we put through. But we are a quite good self-sufficient machine on the football pitch. It's just we need to get the things right at both ends, really. And I'm not blaming the defence as much as I am goalkeeper, and I'm not blaming forwards, because there is a lot of ammunition to that box that some of these forwards should be scoring. I mean, Bamford should have scored the other day. Piros. I mean, Aronson spurns a lot of chances as well. He needs to learn how to hit volleys as well. By the way, Aronson is terrible at volleys. Honestly.
He needs to learn to calm down when he gets in the box.
Composure,
because he's almost like he's a very rushed type player, isn't he? In almost
he's like a lot
of what he does.
Dog, isn't he? He's like a little fucking
like a Jesse Mars player, isn't he?
Big time. But I think over the past few weeks he's actually improved a little bit more. He's like the way he moves his body around, he's dropping his shoulder, and he seems to be getting a lot more like.
It's when he picks it up and turns.
Yeah.
He's really good at doing that. It's just
like when he slows down with the ball, because everyone seems to get a lot around him, and he gets himself surrounded quite a lot. But hey, he's on his road to recovery with Leeds fans at the moment. But Vobas still got a bit of time to make, because he hasn't made that. But yeah, I think Aronson was amazing against Middlesbrough.
He was
really good against Middlesbrough, I thought. Yeah, and I even texted you going, "Who's this number 11 that Leeds have got?"
Yeah.
So, but he's been up and down. But I think he needs, again, what you mentioned earlier, needs a bit of competition. And he probably needs to taken out of the team a little bit to refresh and take stock of where he is. So we've only got 2 weeks till the transfer deadline. So it might have
he does.
But I don't think that's.
He's being flogged a bit, isn't he? He's literally game after game after game after game, and then
what happened with Jesse Marsh, weren't it? Jesse Marsh played him every minute of every game, and then we started losing, and he just became, obviously his confidence was shot. I think he was probably the most affected out of everybody in that team when we started getting hammered. Him and Melier. Melier still ain't recovered, man. Oh, he's still ain't recovered. Yeah.
I know, mate. I know. Oxford on Saturday at home. Oh, sorry. Going back to the away game. Sorry, the 3 games that we've lost. Do you think that we are almost too? It's like we think we're gonna control the game all the time when we're away. Do you think we need to speed up a little bit?
Yeah,
because
all the time.
There's times when
back at the team though, James. I think that about not just in some games, and I feel like that about every game, every single game. I feel like sometimes we're a little bit too slow at the build up when Tanaka dropped in between the 2 centre halves and picking up the ball. I do think, and then they're playing it around a bit at the back. Sometimes, and then I see Dan James. Sometimes I even see Perot. You see him running. Obviously, when I watch it on the telly, you see him running and making that run across the bottom of the screen, and no one's making it.
He runs.
And Perot does that a lot. People don't see that. I guess.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fans in the stadiums will see it, but it's like if you only catch it at the edge of the screen, and he does do it quite a bit, and he never gets a run. But let's be honest, if the ball does get played in behind, he's not really going to get onto it before a defender, is he? So it's just it
needs to be pinpoint, really, doesn't it, for Perot? And James, you can hit it 60 miles ahead of him. You know that he's going to catch it, but Perot, it needs to be within his cannabis smoke area.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
that he can gather it in, so he can get a shot off. But there's this thing where, and it happens a lot, where we'll get the ball and you think, right, turn out, but then there's that ball played back in, and you think, oh, you've let them get back in a little bit, and you're letting them sit. And I know he's extremely because he said it in his interview, didn't he? He's like, yes, even with Norwich, we had to always play through these blocks because of the way we play, and so he's supremely confident that we can do it, but we can't always. And I think there just needs to be that shift of, because when Ampadu's on, he does do that, doesn't he? He does do the balls over the top, and he does find them passes. And I think Tanaka can do it, and I know Rothwell can do it.
Yeah,
I think we need to just gamble a little bit more and go just looking for these runs and just trying to get because I think if we get an early goal, away, I think we win the game.
Yeah.
I think we win the game.
Probably.
But yeah. So sorry, going back to Oxford. What are you expecting from this game?
Well, I think this might be the first game that I'm not going to be able to watch this entire year. To be honest, the first game maybe in about 2 years I'm not going to be able to watch. Probably have to listen to it while I'm out. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting a retaliation, absolutely destruction of Oxford, to be honest with you, mate. I think we're going to absolutely destroy them. I think there's been a bit of negativity around, and the players are starting to see it, that as well, with the fan base and stuff. I think they're going to absolutely destroy them. And I think we see it Ampadu start as well. I think we will, yeah.
Possibly.
I think
do you think this is a game that we might see Smith play?
No, not yet. I don't know why. I just don't think he fancies him. I think we'll see Rothwell in the 10, and I think Aronson will be dropped as well.
Who for? Sorry, who did you say?
Aronson dropped.
Aronson for
Rothwell
who?
in 10, and Rothwell in the 10,
Rothwell.
and Ampadu in. If you're going to pick
I'd
a
like
game,
to see that.
I think if you're going to pick a game where you want to play, see them, and considering Oxford are not a low block team, either they're quite open, expansive football. So I think you'll see.
Well, they ain't got a manager now, have they? So they might change their tactics a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
So
I think if you're going to do a game,
them, they? So.
if you're going to do a game where you're going to try it, I think this will be the one, especially considering it's at home.
I mean, we can say this, but we know what facts like.
Yeah, I know.
Bogle, Byron.
Yeah.
I predicted 6-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I don't know, I think we'll concede because we all seem to be conceding recently. I'm going to go with 4-1. 4-1.
4-1.
Mm-hmm. And you can obviously.
I'll take it.
You can give my one on Friday for me, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, speaking of Friday, so yeah, I'll be seeing you on Friday on Naup. Next Sunday.
I need to let you know about Friday, don't I? So I'll let you know.
Yeah, you need to let us know. Next Sunday, I'm not around, so maybe.
Yeah, I'm not around.
Maybe
this Sunday, yeah.
maybe Monday. Maybe Monday we might do one, especially if we win 6-0. We have to.
4-1.
4-1 or 6-0. Yeah. So yeah, we'll wrap it up. It's been a midweek madness. It's a rare one. I'm hoping after the new year we maybe get some more done if we have some more midweek games and stuff. But yeah, we'll see that. Thanks for tuning in. For the people that did. Thanks for liking if you've liked it. If you haven't, do it now. Comment, as I said at the start, if you're watching it and it's not live, please talk to us. Ask us some questions. We'll answer you. We always like to interact with you guys. So
and we're still quite don't we? We still
will
need feedback in that, because we've been doing it for about a year.
We do.
Sometimes we don't even do one for weeks, and sometimes we come on many times. It's just strange. Just talk to us, please. If you were shit,
please. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, thanks for stopping by. See you in a bit.
All right. Bye-bye.